Where to buy land in Buea? Growth areas versus mature areas. Is there actually a difference between growth areas or areas that are growing versus mature area? That is what we're going to be looking in this video. We're going to be checking the areas where you should buy land, whether you should invest in growth areas or whether you should invest in mature areas. And I want you to know that not every land in Buea plays the same role. There are lands that have already attained their status level, that's their Lekki or their Lagos kind of level, their Banana Island level, right? And there are also areas or lands that are growing, right? Developing. And then there are early entry or underdeveloped areas. Now, it will shock you that the most prominent areas as an investor, if you are looking to invest and get high return on investment or high appreciation in your capital on your investment, is not to go for the status land, not to go for the Banana Islands, not to go for the GRAs, not to go for the federal quarters, not to go for the parliamentarian flats, but instead to go for the growing or underdeveloped areas. You know why? Because people are so concentrated and the already developed areas are congested. So people are now moving towards the developing and underdeveloped areas. So what are mature areas? Remember, we said that this video we're going to be looking at where to buy land in Buea, right? And we're looking at mature areas versus growth areas. So what are mature areas? Mature areas are areas that already have population and are very, very expensive. For example, in Buea, the heart of Moliko is mature. The heart, right? Not the environs. The heart of Moliko is mature. GRA is mature. Federal quarters is mature. GRA simply stands for government residential area. Right? From the name, you know that it's a mature area, right? Federal quarters is mature, right? Parliamentarian flat is mature, like around up Buea town there where there's the governor's office. So those areas, class quarters, those are mature areas. Now, areas that are growing are areas like Bokwango, like My 16, like My 14, like Munya. Those are growing areas like Bonakanda, like Bova 1, Bova 2, Bova 3. Those are growing areas. And those are areas that you should focus on as an investor, because these areas, some of them have titled properties like My 16 and like Bokwango. They have titled properties that already have a land certificate where you buy and you have peace of mind. You sleep with ease, whether you're buying from abroad or you're buying as a politician or as a high net worth individual here in the country. Now, like I said, growth areas are developing areas, right? Areas that have a little bit of development, but there's still much room for appreciation, like Bokwango, okay? And one thing about growth areas that you should also take note about is growth areas are still affordable. They are still affordable. And that's why I'm saying that the best, if you're looking as an investor, of course, you are not, your business or your investment is not a kind of a charity organization. You are not giving to an orphanage. So you have to look for areas where if you buy in the next 5 to 10 years, of course, it should give you about 1,000, 2,000, why not even 10,000x the value at which you bought at. So with growth areas, you need patience. You need patience. You need to be patient. If you buy an area like Bokwango, like My 16, like Munya, like Bova, you need to be patient for the next 5 to 10 years, especially if you're buying for investment purposes. That means that you're buying to maybe resell in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you buy, let's say you buy 1 hectare of land for 60 million in any of these areas, I bet you in the next 12 months you are not going to resell it for less than 90 million francs CFA. Never. The worst part or the best part is if you are selling it in detail, like you subdivide the plots and you're selling per plot, you're going to make huge or a lot of profit. Now, one of the things that should guide you on where to buy or on whether to buy mature or growth areas is your budget. It's your budget. So if you sit down and you see that your budget is huge enough to invest in mature areas or already developed and expensive areas, and still have the patience to wait for the return on investment, then good. And most of the times in mature areas, you cannot buy lands, right? You can only invest in off-plan apartments, or maybe buy apartments or Airbnb or rent, or buy houses and resell, right? But if you're looking for investment where you can land bank your money instead of putting it in the bank, you will need growing areas or developing areas. So if you have a budget of between say 10 million to 60 million, or say $20,000 to $100,000, and you want to key into an investment that has a land certificate, that has proximity to social amenities like light, water, health center, education, market, that has close proximity to the Buea Mountain Hotel, close proximity to Jonchi, close proximity to the Parliamentarian Flat, close proximity to Buea Town, then Biaka Legacy Estate is the go-to property or investment that you have been looking for. This property has a land certificate. It is 5 to 7 minutes drive away from the Bokwango Health Center and Bokwango Third Road. It is 9 minutes drive from the Bokwango Market, 11 minutes drive from the Buea Mountain Hotel, 10 minutes drive from the Buea residence. That's Buea is one of the prominent and big guest houses here in Buea. That's just about 60 seconds walk from the Buea Mountain Hotel. It is 11 minutes drive. The Biaka Legacy Estate I'm talking about here is 11 minutes drive from Jonchi, and a few minutes drive from the Marathon Hotel. Okay, and Biaka Legacy Estate is located in the heart of Bokwango. In the heart of Bokwango. It was launched few days ago. It's currently selling on a promo price of 3 million francs, 3.5 million francs, and even 4.5 million francs per 400 meters squared. So if you want to take advantage of this sweet, amazing investment, which is a growth area, growth potential area, our numbers are on the screen. You can send us a message on WhatsApp or call us to book for a site inspection. And in the meantime, keep enjoying yourself, keep investing in real estate, keep watching my videos, keep learning, and I'll see you on the next one.